Hi, and welcome back to Mary Makes Studio. I'm Mary. I'm here to show you today a journal that was specially made for a young woman named Macie. Her favorite flowers are sunflowers, and her favorite color is yellow, so I went with the yellow theme with definitely lots of sunflowers. In the tassel, I've put a whole bunch of little things. I've also added some charms like this little flower and some buttons. There's a little sunflower charm. And this one is a vintage button and a little ball with some little glitter in it. This can be flipped out of the way so that you can write and lay the journal flat. So we open it up, and I've used a lot of printables in this, plus other types of vintage ephemera. Let's get into it. This is her favorite Bible verse. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And this one is an envelope that I've printed out from a printable that I have. Tag that I created using another printable collection. And then you flip it over here. She loves to color, so I included a coloring page in here. And then there's also another flag. This one has the sunflower on it. And let me get that back in. I didn't put anything on the back, so there's plenty of room to journal on the back if she wants to. There's also a lot of writing space in this journal because the person who ordered it for her said that they wanted a place for her to be able to write and journal out her feelings and maybe put Bible verses and things like that in it. So then we flip the page. We got a tiny little stationery page and another Bible verse. There are Bible verses scattered throughout this journal. I included a note on this one so that she knows what these are for. These are another printable, but they're photo mats. And you can put a photo, this is just a little sticky note. This one holds a 4x6 photo. And you can flip it over and put another one on the back, or you can journal. You can journal on both sides if you want to. And then another little card. And this one, the print is light enough on it that you can also journal on it. And of course, all these things can be taken out. They don't have to be kept in the journal. Made this one using some acrylic paint flecks. This one is a 3x4 photo mat. And I stamped it there so she can remember. This is an antique calling card, which I thought was really pretty. And just a little bit of ephemera that she can write on this or use it for notes when she needs to write something down for somebody. All kinds of different things. And this is a vintage lace pocket. And I didn't mention it, but it's hard to see in the video, I'm sure. But this page is embossed with butterflies. This is not vintage paper, but I love ledgers for journaling. I did some stenciling on this one, and it's for journaling also. I put in a couple of blessings from an old book that I found. I'm not sure exactly how old it was, so I'm not going to say it was antique, but it's definitely a vintage book. This one, I put another Bible verse. I painted and did some stamping. Put some stickers on here. These have just spaces for art journaling or anything she wants to do with it. Let's see. I matted this page, so this piece does not come off, but these do come out. And just an old tag. These were from vintage Sunday school lessons. This one's, the copyright is 1931, and it was actually patented in 1915. So, no, I'm sorry. That's I thought that said 1950. It's 1931. I don't remember what I said now. Anyway, it's got a Bible story on here that they used to give these out to little kids. So I thought she might think that was interesting. And another tag with space to write on the back. Another lace pocket. This is not vintage lace. It's new lace, but I wanted to put some more in there. This was done by a local artist here in King, North Carolina, where I live. And I thought that it would be neat for her to have. I love the picture that it just, the vibe it creates, the atmosphere, whatever you want to call it. On this side, I've got some more stuff stuck in this pocket. It's another tag that I created. And then these I've stuck together with a tiny little paper clip. This one is an old seed packet label. This is one of her favorite authors, Sadie Robertson Huff. So I printed out the copy. Let me try that again. I copied the cover of one of her books as a journaling card, so she can write on the back of it. And then another 3x4 photo mat that she can put something on the back of, or she can write on the back of it, whichever she wants to do. So let me get these stuck back together. Okay, and then this one is actually an art journaling prompt, and it's from a magazine that I get that has some beautiful artwork and papers in it, and I just thought I would throw in a page here, and if she felt creative one day, she can do whatever the prompt says to do. And this is the other half of that page. This is more of the stamping, and I went in with some pins and made some details on some of the pages. I've got another Bible verse here. This one is lyrics to one of her favorite songs. And this is coffee dyed paper. This is just stuck on there to have something interesting to look at on the page. She can do whatever she wants here, put a picture, photos, pictures and photos, or journaling, whatever. Another piece, half of that ledger page. And this is a dangle that I bought from a lady who created these probably 30 years ago, maybe even 40. And it's got some charm and a little snippet of paper and some pieces of vintage fabric and lace. And a bookmark. And this, of course, is a regular paper clip that you can pull off, and you can use it wherever you want to. I love using these shaped paper clips. It helps if I turn it the right way. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a little difficulties this morning. There we go. All right, now on this page, I created a notepad, and it's got a little lace flip right there. But when she wants to write a note down, if she doesn't want to keep it in here, she can just rip it off and go to the next piece. And there are several pages in here. And then that's the back of this one. And then when you flip it over, you've got a little cluster here in the corner and more embossed paper. Another Bible verse in sunflower paper. And this one has, this is attached to the page, so it's not going to come off even though it looks like it should. Another little journaling card, another 4x6 photo mat. This is a little hand-sewn border that I put on the page. And this is from an old reading book. These were actually, I think, prior to the Dick and Jane books that we read in the 70s. So I'm thinking this is probably the 60s. But I included a spread of these pages because they're just fun to read and to look at, see the pictures, all that stuff. This is a side pocket. This is another one of her favorite books. And I made it into a journaling card as well. A painting done by Da Vinci. And it's a postcard. And then a little prayer card that she can use in this journal. She can take it out and put it somewhere that reminds her that God's thinking about her every day. And the person who gave this journal to her loves her very much. And then we start the second signature. This is how the tassel is attached, by the way. More Bible verses. This is a beautiful card that I found, and I wanted to include in here. And she's got room to write there. This is parchment paper, and she can write on this. She can put pictures on it, whatever she wants to do. And I sewed around this page, graph paper with a little washi tape border, more writing space, another ledger page, a little cluster that I made, and some beautiful lace. This is a washi tape pocket that I made using washi tape. It's called layering washi tape. It's really cool. An embossed tag, and I covered the back with a collage page. And then this is a journaling card as well. And she can write on it, she can attach pictures, use it as a bookmark, anything she wants to do with it. This is from an old Saturday Evening Post. It's a painting done by Norman Rockwell. This is a tag made from a vintage book of some kind of a maintenance log. I'm not exactly sure what its purpose was, but I discovered that the edges of the pages were perforated, so I just ripped off the edge and used it as a pocket. More sunflower journaling cards. Postcard that has a little sunflower here in the corner. And this one has music on the back. And this one is another journaling card with sunflowers. So as you can see, I used a lot of sunflower ephemera in this because it speaks to her personal tastes. I did some more stenciling on this page, but you can still write on it because it's not very dark. This is an altered playing card, and it says, "Great things take time." And I used another one of the shaped paper clips. This one's a heart, and she can take it off and remove it, use it other places, or she can leave it here. This one is just a little collage page. None of this comes up. It's all attached. But I thought it was interesting to see the different types of things that you can use in a junk journal. A collage page that was from a digital, and a vellum pocket. And in the pocket, I just threw in a few little things. There's a die-cut flower, another tag with writing space on the back, and another journaling card. So I get a question a lot of times about what do you do with a junk journal? And the answer is truly anything that you want. I use mine primarily for pictures and for journaling, but people use them just as a piece of artwork that they look at and thumb through every once in a while. Another beautiful page with sunflowers, some vintage music paper. This one is an old lesson plan book that I found in a thrift store. We have another journaling card, and a coloring postcard. So after she does this, she can stick a stamp on it and actually mail it to somebody if she wants to. This is an old time card that I just added some bits to and made it into something really pretty as a pocket or a tuck. More stenciling on coffee dyed paper. That's why it looks a little discolored, but that is actually from the coffee dye. And I used some stencils so there's actually a pattern in places that you can see. This is another tuck. This one's made out of an envelope. And more journaling cards. And this tag actually has room to journal or put a little picture in it if you want to. This is the other half of that Norman Rockwell piece that was right here. And this one is actually describing the story behind the painting that he did. And then on this one, I attached a coloring page. I'll get the words out and eventually. A coloring page here so that she can color on it. This is more paper she can use to journal on. Another one of the pretty borders that I found. More Bible verse. This one, took her favorite quote, and actually, no, I lied. This is not her favorite quote. This is one of her life lessons learned, and I lettered it out so that it would be here for her to remember. And it's actually written on a coffee filter. And I love this one. It came out of a devotional book. It's Meet with Jesus every day for the next 30 days. This is the other half of that greeting card. And on the back of it, I put more paintings done by the lady that's from King, North Carolina. Her name is Pensy Cardwell. And this is more of that beautiful lace. And this one has a dangle on it as well. And it's got sunflowers on both sides. Then you've got more journaling card. This one's a little bit dark, but you can probably still write on it. This one is just a little piece of paper that I found and I like to include in journals. Another tag I made. And this one is a postcard from North Carolina, a flower and bird for our state. This is vintage. Let me see if I can see a copyright. It does not have a date on it, but you can tell by the paper that it is quite old. And I used the lace again to make another beautiful pocket. That's the end of that signature. And then we come to the last one. This is a sheet of wallpaper remnant. And I've stuck a bunch of stuff in this little lace pocket. This page stays put. It is glued down. More little bits of ephemera. This one's an advertisement for spring water. And it is very, very old. It came out of a scrapbook. Another one of these pieces of paper. Another tag with writing space. And this one is an actual honest-to-goodness check from 1917. And the beautiful handwriting, you can see where it was paid. It's just beautiful. And then the cancellation on the back and the signature. Makes a really neat thing to look at and talk about and think about. You know, there was a person that wrote that check in the early 1900s. This one's a map page. It's got the original area of the United States, and it's a map of the United States showing the acquisition of territory. Another Bible verse, another little cluster. This is packing paper like you get in an Amazon box. And I collaged on the back of it. You can write on this page. There's another 4x6 photo mat. And you can stick other things in this little tuck if you want to as well. Here's another greeting card. And these I bought a ton of because they're so beautiful. And I attached lace and then you can write. This one I put a note on. It is a removable paper clip. So you slide it on and off the page. And the paper clip is hidden in there so that it won't damage your paper at all. And you just slide it on and off. It's got a sunflower button and then sunflower charms attached to it. This is, let me think here. This is antique paper. Yes, it came from a book that was from the late 1800s. So this is actual antique notebook paper. Here is children's writing paper like we used when we were in kindergarten, first grade, learning how to write. This is from an Ideals magazine. The illustration is really beautiful, but as you'll see on the other side of it, it's got an actual poem. This is a poem called The Voice. And because Macie likes vintage things, I did some stenciling on the page, but I also used vintage poetry, vintage stories that go back to a time when things were less technologically motivated and more just survival. And it's a beautiful part of our country's history. This is the other half of that illustration where you had the boy and his dad bringing in wood from here. And it continues to where you see the sister, the little brother, and the baby. And it's talking about the things that they found. And then here, this is a napkin decoupaged onto sheet music. And for this pocket, I put in a tag that is an altered time card. And it was actually used. This is probably from the 80s, maybe the 90s. It doesn't have a year on it, but I'm assuming that that would be a good estimate of when it was done. There's a little thumb notch here, so it's easy to pull things in and out. And here's another one of those coloring postcards that she can use when she wants to just be creative for a little while. And then we flip it over and we got another wonderful verse. More of the splatters of painting. And these are pages that you can definitely write on, or you can put pictures on, do whatever you want. Glue your favorite magazine photos or something like that. This is another piece of decoupage napkin, and I actually embossed this page with a honeycomb pattern. The back side I inked up a little bit so you can really see here the detail of the embossing. And this is an ATC card, which stands for Artist Trading Card, that I created a few months ago, and it's got my name and the date that I made it and the number of the series. And this is a vintage bingo game card from the 70s. Here's another one of the 4x6 photo mats. And you just tuck it behind those pictures, just like that. And then if you want to, you can write stuff on the back of the page also and just hide it with that photo mat. Another blank page. This one is another collage page that I made. And this one's a vintage envelope from the 60s, I believe. Another cover of a book by Sadie Robertson Hoff. This is one of her favorite authors. Sunflower with music and a little honeybee. And this one is not really for journaling, but it could definitely be used to put a picture on it or just to have as a bookmark. Another beautiful tag. And this page is a little flip out. And this is a vintage button card. And you can actually still see the holes, and you can see where the buttons were actually at on this card before somebody took them off. And then a butterfly sticker. And then we come to the last page of the journal. There's the other half of the map page. This is attached. It will not come out. This is her favorite movie. This is a greeting card that's still intact, so she can use that for somebody to brighten their day. And another beautiful card. Sorry, not card, tag. It's amazing how the words fly out of your mouth before you think about it when you're on camera. This one is a pressed flower, and I used a vintage slide from the 1980s. This was one of actually my own slides from when I was a kid making stuff. And I just took the picture negative out of it and put a pressed flower in there so that it's a nice little thing to see and to hear and to enjoy. The back cover, I did put book corners on these pages so that the edges are protected. So, Macie, this is your journal, and I hope that you love it. I really had a good time creating it, and I pray that you have a blessed holiday season and into the years to come. Bye.